Anime for Blondes.
Hello, I'm Becca.
And I'm Allie.
And welcome to Anime for Blondes.
The girly pop podcast made for girls, gays, leys, and blondes.
Blondes is crucial.
Welcome back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, this feels crazy. Like we're back to weekly recaps. Like it feels like we're back on the wagon. We're back working. We're back grinding.
And we've got a cute new show. Well, not a new show, but a cute season 2 to talk about. Today, we're covering, or going forward for the rest of the summer, we're covering You and I Are Polar Opposites, season 2.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Me too. And so today we're going to be talking about the first new episode of the season and season 1, which Becca just finished watching for the purposes of this podcast.
We're not going to do like a super comprehensive season 1 recap or anything. We thought about doing a separate episode for that, but I think that it just is going to naturally, like, it would be weird to only talk about this season 2 episode 1 without discussing anything from season 1 because, like, it basically was like no time had passed in between.
Well,
so
yeah, it's like it takes place immediately after, and also season 1 is so iconic.
So iconic. It really sets the stage, and it really like sets up these characters and what's going on in season 2 episode 1. Like it's not really like, I don't know, it's not like other shows where it's kind of like a different story happening in season 2.
Yeah, no, it's just a straight up continuation so far. But first, how are you, Becca? How have you been this week?
I'm good. I've been good. I did want to let everybody know, if you're watching this on Monday, SGDQ just started. I've definitely talked about this on the podcast before, but it's a speedrunning charity event that they stream for 24 hours for like a full week, and it's just a bunch of different speedrun video games, and they're just trying to get through the video games as quick as they can. It's so fun. And me and Taylor always love watching it. They do one in the summer and one in the winter. And it just started today on Sunday. So you're at the beginning of the week. That's like, I'm super excited that we're recording our episodes the day before they come out. Like this is going to be, we're really going to be able to talk about all the crazy stuff.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember us talking about that. I forgot that was on camera. I thought that was just like us having girl chat.
About GDQ?
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like I have to have talked about it on the podcast before though, because like they do one every summer and every winter, and whenever we're talking about like watching stuff and like what's going on in our lives, like me and Taylor always sit down and watch it like every time. So I feel like I have to have mentioned it, at least in passing, you guys. But definitely go look it up. It's live streamed on YouTube and Twitch, so it's so fun. It's so cozy to just have on in the background the whole week.
Okay, this is just people playing video games and trying to get through them as fast as possible.
Yes, but like it's a whole like event, and it's like people donate money for charity, and you can like donate money for like specific like goals. Like they'll be like, oh, we'll name the character like something funny, like if we get this amount of votes like for this, or we'll play this game in this mode if we get this amount of donations by this time. And like it's this whole, there's like, if you donate, there's a ton of different like prizes you can get, and it's just this whole thing that they do. Like it's not just the streaming like super by the book. It's like it's a whole fun little thing. So highly recommend that, guys. That's my soapbox.
That sounds really cute. And really wholesome. I've got video game news that is less wholesome and just more annoying.
We got lots of video game news this week. We're a video game podcast.
Yeah,
video games
it's
for
a video.
blondes.
Yeah, video games for blondes. I mean, basically, because everyone knows like we're both gamers now.
Exactly.
But everyone knows, or everyone should know at this point, if you're a true fan, I play Love and Deep Space, an otome game. And there have been 5 characters, and they had just announced a 6th character, a sixth love interest named Valko.
Oh my gosh, so
He
exciting and not controversial at all.
No, yeah, super, super exciting and not controversial at all. Except that apparently, um, a lot of the, Chinese players had a huge problem with him and his marketing, and threw a massive fit to the point that the company decided to cancel him and his storyline in the game completely, which, if you know anything about video game development, that's insane behavior. It's like the amount of money that just went to waste and all of the work and creativity. I'm hoping that they like just give it some time and let that crowd cool down, but then still end up bringing him in because unfortunately, he's just gonna be important to the not just like the events, but the actual game plot because they're all interconnected and it takes years to develop something, which means he's been part of the storyline for years. Um, so yeah, it's been a whole thing. It's really annoying. And I wasn't even into him. I was excited for like like the additional plot aspect, but like he wasn't my type at all. Nothing could turn my head from my alien prince, but
Yeah, I mean, you got your man, you're loyal.
I'm loyal. I would suck on Love Island. Everyone would hate me because I'd just be like too closed off from the very beginning.
Unfortunately, I would be too. Like, I watch Anaya and I'm like, unfortunately, that is how I would be.
Did you see
Like
that
it
people are saying that she has a crush on Sincere?
yeah, and I fear the clips aren't helping her at all.
They're
Like,
not because why?
I saw people say she's always breaking the touch barrier. And now I just keep seeing clips where she's always, like, touching him.
And I got reminded that Anaya and Melanie both went for Sincere and he
See,
chose
I've been
Melanie.
thinking about that. I always think about that the whole season because it's, like, obviously the first day, like, who they choose really doesn't, like, matter at all because they don't know each other at all, but I always keep it in the back of my mind because it's really awkward, like, when you think about it, it's like how things could have been different and, like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to get over that, like I don't know, if I was sincere, I would always be like, "Yeah, obviously Anaya has the hots for me." Like, she was like, obviously she thinks I'm hotter than Casey, like, she stood behind my door.
And they've been talking like they're each other's like best pals, not like there's anything romantic.
They're trying to have a little
So
friends
yeah,
to
it doesn't look
lovers.
we already had a friends to lovers arc though.
Yeah, we can have another one, come on.
Also, Bryce and Trinity were kind of friends to lovers because Trinity was like, "Yeah, I think it's just platonic." And Bryce was like, "Well, that's because we're building a foundation for a relationship."
No,
And
that was actually hilarious how well Bryce played that because she really was, like, not into it, and she was like, "Oh, I guess, like, we're just kinda buddies," and then he was like, "No, no,
he's
we're not.
and
That's not what's going on
she
here," and she literally in that conversation was like, "Oh, oh," and, like, she did not actually think that, like, she did not agree, but she was like that made her change her mind.
she was like, "Wait a second. Oh, he is into me. Wait, could this be romantic?"
No,
And
like, that was hot to her. Like, she was like, "Wait, actually"
and even at that time, at that conversation, I was like, "Wow, he's really manipulating her to stay in this connection with him." And now I look back at my
No.
past self and I'm like, "You're stupid. You just don't recognize true love."
I was on board by then. I was like, "Wait, actually, I think he just got her with that conversation, like, that's crazy. He's good."
And she's like, she's like, "Why aren't we like any of the other couples? All the other couples are so much more affectionate." And he's like, do you think we really should be like any of these other people? Like all of these
Mhm.
other people's relationships are falling apart." And she was like, "Actually, yeah, good point."
Dude, I love how he is immediately sorry about our Love Island corner, guys, but I love how
I'm never
he
sorry about our Love Island corner.
I love that he immediately after asking her to be his girlfriend has, like, gone into that, like, mode of, like, "I don't know who I'll choose, like, I don't know, who should I choose?" Like, "That's crazy." It's like he's already, like, literally, like, as soon as they're confident, he's like, "Oh, like, we're so confident, I can tease you now."
It's so cute. I
It's
love them. Those are our winners for real.
it's like I mean, things can change, like, super quick on Love Island, so, I mean, but, like, as long as nothing crazy happens in the next week, yeah, they're the winners, and they've been the winners, but, like, you would never know, like, one of them could do something really stupid, one of them something could come out of him saying the N-word, like, you really never know with these freaking Love Island couples.
They've all said it.
No, I really don't think I have faith in him, and I see so much of myself in him because we both grew up in Las Vegas at the same time frame, like, we're the same age, and we grew
I
up in
can't
Las
believe you
Vegas.
didn't know him.
No, I literally if anybody I'm like a stalker, I need to know what high school he went to, like, I need to know just for, like, I don't need to contact him, I don't need anything like that, nothing weird, I just need to, like, know which high school so that I can, like, understand him a little bit better in my brain, because that's the thing that people don't understand, is if you're from Las Vegas, it's what high school did you go to? Because that says everything about you, and so I really need to know, like, was he an LVA boy? Was he at, like, Mojave? Like, I need to know. So if you guys know, please just hop in my DMs and let me know. Um, but no, I really see myself in him, and I feel like he has such a, like, diverse, um, like, taste and, like, type. And I feel like it's because like, have felt very similarly about myself, and I feel like people assume and often it is that if there's, like, a white person on Love Island, that they're only into the other white people, and I think that is the case a lot of the time because they haven't been around a lot of non-white people, but me and Bryce, we, like, grew up in a diverse area, and I feel like that really informed my type. Like, I feel like being around a diverse population really can, like, inform your type from when you're young, and I see that in Bryce. Like, I see myself in him, and I love him, and I need to know what high school he went to.
Yeah, I love him. I've developed a crush on him and Carl. I'm obsessed with Carl.
Carl
Um,
is literally such a Disney prince. Love him, love everything about him. Um, you know who I also have a crush on?
not Tawny.
I mean, low key, a little bit.
Okay, who were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Tawny or Yamada.
You were gonna say
Wait,
Tawny?
that's
I
not his
didn't think
name.
he'd be your type.
But he's still cute. He's still sweet.
He is. He's very
I
cute
have a
and sweet.
diverse
Okay, yeah,
type.
now
I just got done saying how I have a diverse type.
yeah, I mean, if sure, in theory, you may have a diverse type, but also your type is long, dark hair Capricorns.
He
So
has long dark
like
hair.
it's not long, it is dark hair. He could be
It's
Capricorn.
long.
Actually,
It's not
when was his
short.
birthday?
He's
Short.
Scorpio or yeah, he's Scorpio, right? Or Libra. No, he's Scorpio.
His birthday
Wow.
was in October. His birthday was in October, huh?
No, it was November 1st.
Oh, so yeah, he's a Scorpio.
Wow, toxic. Oh no, I'm scared.
Scorpios are so toxic. No, he's so cute. Okay, how did you feel about the dub?
I loved it. It definitely because you had told me before that her voice is, like, crazy at first, and then you get used to it, and it's, like, really just, like, part of the show that you really appreciate, and I definitely feel like I had that experience. I think that I don't know if I'd say she mellows out, but I think as the ensemble comes into play later on, you just see less of her, and so you get less of these, like, crazy, more, like, annoying outbursts from her, and it ends up evening out.
That's a good point. I didn't consider the, like, she starts to get a little bit less screen time, so she is by default less annoying. I was just like, as the story goes on and, like, you get to know her and get to know everybody, you're like, "Oh, this dub actress isn't doing too much. This is just Suzuki's personality."
Mhm.
'Cause, and, like, have you ever seen a romance anime where they're confessing in the very first episode?
I
Like, that's
don't think
crazy.
so. I mean, that's crazy even for, like, other romance that I have watched, like, that was crazy, I loved it, I really liked that that set the foundation for, like, okay, we're getting to see their relationship, like, grow in this, like, very natural, organic, like, high school way, that was really sweet, and then also it, like, let us see different types of relationships because it's like, okay, so we have the main, like, stable relationship. These are, like, the parents, like, that's mom and dad, and then we have their, like, friends that are having their little love connections, and we get to see, like, a different type of thing with them, and I thought that that was really fun. I love the ensemble. It's giving Friends. I saw a tweet. I kept thinking while I was watching this because I always compare things to other things, and I saw a tweet recently that was like it made the joke, like, person who's only ever seen Boss Baby leaving the theater after watching Obsession. That kinda reminded me of Boss Baby. And I was like, why is that actually me, Loki?"
You're like, so this kinda reminds me of Twilight because
No, but and I'm like, "This
that's
kinda reminds me of Friends." Literally, it's just because it's 6 friends.
it's because it's 6 friends and there's love connections between most of them. Yeah.
Like, so stupid, like, person and also it's like I was thinking about that with, like, anime comparisons I've made. It's like, person who's only watched 3 anime. Like, person who's
When
only ever seen Attack on Titan. This kinda reminds me of Attack on Titan. Like
you do that a lot, you're like, "Okay, so this is like Attack on Titan, except it's, like, less serious," and that's
no,
you with
literally.
every show that we watch.
No, I know. It's so and I mean, in my defense, all shonens are very similar. But
Nope,
yeah, so
and
I'm gonna
you're
actually
right for
make an
that.
effort not to do that and just let things be their own things. Um, but yeah, I thought that was a funny tweet, and I was like, "I need to share this." Um, but yeah, no, I loved that it was an ensemble and, like, we got to see all these different, like, types of personalities, and I like that everybody is, like I don't know, everybody felt very real, and I love the, like, young slang that they use, even, like it's, like, some of the time I was like, "Oh, that was, like, good," and then some of the time it's, like, so not even, like, remotely realistic. At least I assume, I'm not around a lot of kids these days, but it I thought that it was so funny.
It does sound like a lot of times the voice actors are very aware of internet slang
Mhm.
and, um, like, they are very much like they exist in the world, like, they're very aware, and it's really funny. Like, in the I think it's the 1st or 2nd it's the 2nd episode when, Tyra is like, "Maybe I need to have maybe I need to have a reinvention arc," and,
Yeah.
um
Oh, and he's like,
and
"But I just had one last year." Like, it's like, "You just had one
yeah,
a few months."
Azuma's like, "Didn't you just have one, like, 2 years ago?"
No, that kill you, that literally us all the time.
Um, oh, yeah, okay, so who who do you think you are in this cast?
I feel like none of them are really me, like, that much, but I really like I really resonated with Nishi for her overthinking and her photography. That's I was like, "Okay, I'm her." And also when I texted you that, I was on, like, an episode that was focusing on her, so I was like, "I'm so her." And then,
I yeah, I was like, "You're joking."
no, you said that, and I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm not her." And then, I feel like Ozma, I am pretty similar to as well. Um But I did think that Ozuma and Nishi's friend were the same person for a while. And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm definitely her," because, like, some of the things that Nishi's friend says, I'm like, "This girl's crazy," and I wanna be that crazy.
But but also she's, like, so excited for Nishi and Yamada, like, the way it cuts to
Mhm,
her face every time they interact, and she wants to, like, scream and have fun so much,
mhm,
and, like, even in the intro, it's her in, like, the intro, it's her looking at them in the jar like they're her toys, like, this is her dating sim with her friend and this guy she has a crush on, and
mhm,
she's being entertained by it. So I also thought that you were Azuma, until this new episode,
mhm,
because in this new episode, so, like, she's being more friendly now and she's talking to people, but also people are, like, um, taken aback because she hasn't been very sociable before, and on one hand, I can see how this could be you because you said in your experience, you feel like you come off as, like, thinking you're too cool for other people, even though that's, like, not how you feel at all. Um It's just 'cause, like, you're a cool person and you're really pretty, so, like, people see that and then they're like, "Okay, well, obviously this person doesn't want me to talk to them." But so she gets confused. She's like, "Why is everyone acting weird all of a sudden?"
Why is everyone
Um,
acting weird around me?
no, seriously. And her friends are like, "So you're used to people being like so" she's used to love bombing, and when people aren't love bombing her, she thinks they don't like her, basically, is what's happening now.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and, like, I didn't resonate that she was, like she's into, like, not good guys. I feel like I've always been into good guys, I've never been into the bad boys. So that part I didn't resonate with, but I do feel like I resonate with, a little bit of, like, I don't know, her struggle with, like, making friendships and, like, understanding how, like, the dynamics work. Like, in the episode where 2 extra girls, like, the short-haired girl and the, longer light-haired girl, like, ran up and were walking with her, and then she was like, "Can I go shopping with you guys too?" And she, like, finally did it, and they were like, "Yeah, of course." I was like, that's so me coded." Like, I would've been but then I relate to Nishi as well when Nishi's, like, so in her head, like, overthinking
Mhm.
everything, like, I think I used to be a lot more shy, and I still think like that a lot, I just, like, push past it because I'm like, "Oh, I have to be a functioning member of society." But I feel like when I was younger, I had a lot of, like, shyness like that where I was just, like, very in my head, and so I feel like maybe you just don't know that part of me, that aspect of me.
I guess I don't because I was like, I can see the like social and like the photography part of it, but the thing is like you can have a normal conversation with people in general and also like
Mhm.
guys. Like you can be normal to guys. Um
Yeah. You know what I resonated with about Azuma is when she was talking about how she's always, like, kind of the 5th friend, like, she's always, like, the extra friend on the outside. I feel like that is actually, like that has been a thing that I've dealt with, like, my entire life. Whenever I've had, like, any friend groups, I've always kind of been, like, the one on the extra, like, outside. But then she even is talking about it, and she's like, "But I just like to, like, be on my own sometimes, and so, like, that's why." And I'm like, "And that's kinda true too."
yeah, that's true. And I've loved like we've barely gotten any of them, but her and Taida, they're soulmates.
Oh, I know.
And Malachi thought I was crazy, and I'm like, "Listen to how they're talking about, like, social dynamics." And he's like and Taira is very, um "There's no way people could just, like each other without having an ulterior motive." Um, or or when he communicated a compliment that he heard someone say about, Tani, and so he told Tani, and Tani's like, "Okay, that's cool," and he's like, "The best compliments are the ones that people give when you're not around, like, why aren't you, like, freaking out?" Um,
Yeah, I love how he thinks. He's always just so mad when they come in while he's working.
he's like, "Please leave me alone." Oh.
Well, I love that he's, like, worried to see people from middle school and, like I love, when she remembers his birthday and is just
I
super casual about it.
know!
Oh my god, I was dying.
And then everyone else was like, "Why didn't you tell us it was your bir" He's like, he thinks that people aren't celebrating his birthday because they don't care. It's just they don't know when his
Mhm.
birthday is.
I
And
know,
so
and
if they find out, they don't give him presents.
I love that they're so, like, simple with it. They're like, "You gotta tell your friends your birthday." Like, obviously, that's how it works.
Yeah.
I don't
Um, and, oh yeah, because Tawny's his birthday's before Tawny's birthday. His birthday's in October. Wait, so he's probably a Libra, actually. That's weird.
Oh, he's such a Libra.
Tyra?
He is. Oh, wait, I actually had something that I needed to bring up with you. Did you see, another, animated show that you love? I saw some discourse on Twitter about it last night. Um, the creator of Miraculous posted, tweeted, something like that, was refusing to like, people were like, "What is their, like, zodiac signs? When's their birthday?" And they were like, "No. Why does that matter to you? Like, I'm not doing that. That's not part of my story." And they're, like, refusing to do that. They're like, "That's not something that I care about, and I'm not" they're like, "That doesn't impact the story at all." And people were, like, getting mad at them, and then it got to the point where someone replied and was like, "This is just bad world building, blah, blah, blah." And they replied and they said, "Okay, so their birthday is January 1st, this other character is January 2nd, this character is January 3rd," and just said all the characters' birthdays are, like, all through January, and said, "They're all Capricorns." They said, "Are you happy now?"
Okay. Wow.
Does
Okay, so
does
I'm
that
not on
fit
Twitter.
the, vibe that you would imagine for
No!
the miraculous storyteller?
No, okay, because here's the thing. We so Marinette has, like, a birthday episode, and it's, like, in the summer. It's, like, before school starts, so I'm like, "Okay, so she's a Virgo. Her birthday is, like, August."
Or
Um,
Leo?
that's the conclusion I came to, and then I Adrian has a birthday episode too. Adrian's birthday episode, I think it's, like, the very first episode. So I think he's a Pisces. I think Adrian is a Pisces. Um,
That's so funny. No, I saw that and I was like, "Wait, what is this show? Like, what's going on? Like,
no, and
what
that's
is
why
he
the
talking about?"
creator doesn't have birthdays for them because I'm sorry, because it is bad world building because the creator is very bad at writing timelines. So the fandom has had to make shit up to make the timeline make sense. So sorry, Miraculous Creator. I know you think that like this doesn't matter and isn't part of the story, but it actually does, and it should. It should matter how much stuff you're saying is happening within a 9 or 10 month period of time. Like, you're insane. And that's my
No,
take, and
that
I
was
don't care if the
killing me.
Miraculous Creator gets mad at me, or anyone, because like,
No, that was, like,
bro, they're not
killing
all
me because
Capricorns.
so I see this discourse and I don't know what it's for, and I'm like, "Wow, this creator is kind of being a jerk." And then I'm, like, clicking on it to see, like, what show it's for, and then it's miraculous. I'm like, "Oh, I can't wait to bring this to the table."
And I believe it. This writer gets so mad when anyone criticizes Miraculous, which is crazy. Anyways, I can't get into that actually.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the show, but yeah, I thought it was really sweet that she remembered the birthday. I love that everybody just, like, gives each other stickers. I'm like, "That's really cute," and, like, just how
Stickers are
sweet.
like candy.
And then he has the sticker on something later on, and she's like, "Oh, you're super sentimental, aren't you?"
It's on his phone case. She's like, "Oh,
That's
this is
so
the one I gave you,
cute.
isn't it?"
You're like, "Wow, I didn't know you were
Um,
sentimental like that." I love that they have that, like, banter. I do
yeah, they're
fear that
very
they're gonna be the Joey and Phoebe.
and they're just never gonna actually get together. It's just gonna
Yeah,
be
because
like
it's
this
like there's always that
unspoken.
extra couple that, like, yes, they should be together, like, they are perfect for each other, but they can't actually, like, have all the couples be together at the end. So, it'll be, like, left up to interpretation or something.
I'm actually afraid that you might be right. Oh, I was gonna say this cast of characters reminds me of Hori Mia because except this is like more like lighthearted and silly than Horimiya. Horimiya gets like very deep and deals with a lot of like weird psychological like teenage stuff and insecurities. And this show definitely touches on that, but in a more like everything's gonna be okay kind of way, like as long as you talk about your feelings.
Mhm.
And so like everyone's got their stuff. And I guess you're right. But also there's like extra background characters too that people could pair up with. I just don't know if this is the type of
Yeah.
show that like wouldn't let everyone just be in a match because it's like it's so obvious that like we're the same person. Like there's nothing wrong with this person at all. Like I
I
see
know.
myself in him.
I
They
know. They're really cute. I like them. I love, Nishi and,
Nishi and Yamada, they are so sweet.
Yamada.
We were talking about we love how like gentle he is with her and he's like, I don't want to scare her off, but I also want to make sure she knows that I'm interested in her. So I'm just gonna wave at her gently or I'm gonna like send her a little text. And he's like, you can always practice talking to people with me because I'm never gonna think you're weird and I'm never gonna judge you.
And I love that he just like, yeah, he just says everything, like, as it is, and he's, like, very sweet with her, and, like, even at the end of the, um was it at the end of this episode? Where yeah, because this was the Christmas episode, or was it at the end of the
Yeah.
finale? Or was it at the end of the finale? Because that was Christmas break. I don't know, I can't keep it, like, straight in my head because 'cause they're so, like, just one right after the other. But when she's, like, leaving and she's like, "Yeah, I guess I won't see him until next year," and then she turns around to look at him and he's like, "I'll text you." It's like, oh, he's so sweet, like, he's just like, "No, of course we'll hang out." And I love that, um, Suzuki, like, knew and was like,
She's like, I
like
saw that.
he was clocking all of it, and I love that they, like, kinda set it up like it was gonna be a jealousy arc, but in actuality, it just was that she was like, "Oh, they're gonna get set up, like, they're gonna date, this is crazy." And I love how they set that up multiple times, like, when, Taida goes and talks to her and is like, "What's going on with you and Tawny?" And she's like, "My first love triangle," and then it's like he's like, "No, no, no, no." And then I love when, Nishi's introduced and you see like, "Oh, there's another quiet girl working with him at the library. Obviously, this is gonna be a threat." And then it's like, "No, it's not." And then it's like, "Oh, obviously she's still jealous even though we know she's not a threat." Nope, she's not jealous either. Like, I love that they, like, kept setting these things up and then it just wasn't.
And she was just interested because she could tell that Yamada really liked her and wanted to be supportive of that. And she also wanted to welcome her into the friend group.
Mhm.
Um, and they do the jealousy thing again when her middle school ex, except he's not really an ex because they didn't actually have romantic feelings for each other. Everyone just told them that they should date, and they were like, oh, okay, sure, I guess we're dating now.
Mhm.
Um, and Tawny was like, "Oh no, she wants him," and she's like, "Literally no, like they're like we never even had feelings for each other."
What I
Uh,
love, I was, like, reading, Reddit to, like, get an idea of, like, what other people are saying, obviously, my usual, and, someone said they love how they show that relationship to be like, "No, it's not just because if you're best friends and you get along, like, that's gonna work romantically, like, that's not how it always works."
uh-uh.
And like there is more than just like this proximity of liking each other for these relationship dynamics to work, and they like threw that in there as an example that like yeah you can get along super well as friends and have a lot in common and that doesn't automatically mean a relationship is going to work. I
Wait
loved
a minute,
that.
maybe that does mean that Taida and Azuma aren't gonna get together because this show okay, sorry, I'm having a big brain moment. It's called You and
Okay.
I Are Polar Opposites, and obviously that applies to Suzuki and Tani because she just, like, spends months or weeks, however long, just, like, yapping this guy's ear off because she's obsessed with him and doesn't know how to be normal or talk to him, and he's just like he's replying to her, but he has, like, nothing to add, and the way and he just, like used his brain and picked up the signals that she actually did like him, and so he made the first move. First of all, mind blowing. But obviously
Yeah,
they're polar
literally.
opposites, but also so are Nishi and Yamada. Yamada's very loud and very social and he's friends with everybody. And Nishi's very quiet and shy and scared, and a very good student. So they're opposites. But Taida and Azuma are like the same person. They look at the world in a very similar way. So
Mhm.
maybe because they're so similar, the show won't have them be together.
Maybe. Yeah, you could be right
I don't
about
know.
that. I do think it'd be fun to have, like, because the show, like, has the 2 polar opposite couples, to have one couple that is more similar and see how that dynamic is. But, yeah, I could see that happening just because of, like, the name. I did like how, like, near the end of season 1, they kind of, like, brought it full circle, and they had a moment where Tawny and Suzuki were like, "I guess we are similar in that way," and, like, they like, had a moment where they realized how similar they are. I was like, "That's not the show name. You guys can't be having that moment."
Also, they're learning how to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh my god, I think it's the second episode where they don't know how to talk to each other, and they both individually were Googling how to
Oh my
talk to
god.
your girlfriend or how to talk to your boyfriend, and I was like, you guys are so cute and funny.
That killed me when his phone, like, when he's like, "Let's look it up," and then it says that, and then he runs away, and then she chases him, and she's like, it's just really cute. They are both so, like, earnest about how they are. They're just very earnest in a different way. She's very, like, outward with how she is, and he's just very and she says in the beginning that that's what she likes about him, that he is just himself, like, regardless of who he's talking to or who he's with, he's always just himself, and she's the same way. And so it is funny that, yes, they are polar opposites in that he's super quiet and she's super outgoing, but at the end of the day, they're really not polar opposites because they are both very similar in how they act. They're both very themselves and they're like confident in themselves and they have normal like nervousness and insecurities of teenagers, but they both are very like they have a very good sense of self, both of them. And I really like that about them. Um and I love that they show that in all of their like figuring out how to date and interactions and in the gifts they give each other, when they give each other the mittens and the gloves, and it's like they are so similar despite how polar opposite they are.
Yeah, so, like, they're opposite in, like, a very, like, kinda superficial way,
Mhm.
but they are, like, they're on the same wavelength in a way, they match each other's chemistry that is kind of crucial for a good relationship.
Mhm.
Yeah, they get each other gloves, they're both looking up how to talk to each other, they both had the idea to, like, go see a movie and, like, get those hamburgers together. Um,
They both,
like,
like,
they
realize that they just don't really care what they're doing, they just wanna hang out together longer, like, it's very cute. We need to talk about their kissing scenes as well.
Yeah, okay. So you were like, "Wait, was that their first kiss? Is that why they're acting weird?" And I was like, "I thought she just kissed him on the cheek." That and we didn't know. That question was answered in this brand new episode
Mhm.
because no, they had not kissed yet because this episode they have their first kiss.
Which is so funny because on one hand, it's like, why are they making such a big deal out of a cheek kiss when they've already been holding hands, already telling each other they love each other? Like, why did it pan down to their feet, like, and not actually show the cheek kiss
They're
if it's just a
censoring
cheek
the
kiss?
kiss on the cheek.
But then I think about it and I really love how, like, pure it is and how, like, it's not, like, super quickly physical. I feel like I was so like that when I was a teenager, and, like, I remember going on my first date with my first boyfriend, and he kissed me, and that was my first kiss, and I didn't know what to do, and I was, like, so nervous, and I was like, "I don't wanna kiss anymore." Like, I was, like, so and I was like, "He's not gonna like me because I don't wanna kiss." And he was fine with it, and, like, it took a little bit until we kissed again, and he, like, actually asked me to be his girlfriend and everything. But, it was so, like, I don't know, like, just I like seeing that they're able to have these strong feelings for each other and, like, this strong bond without having to already be kissing. Because in my head, I was like, "Well, obviously, they're already telling each other they love each other, they're holding hands, they're spending all this time together, like, they're already kissing, they're just not showing it." And then or, like, maybe I'm just not noticing it because it's so normalized, and then when they made the big deal about the cheek kiss, I was like, "Wait, was that their first kiss? And they haven't been kissing?" And then I'm not even right about that because that's not even that was just a cheek kiss, and then they're making such a big deal about the cheek kiss afterwards. They're like he's like, "She's not acting any different." Everybody else is like, "Have you noticed a weird vibe between them?" And it's like, it's so funny that it's just a cheek kiss that did this to them, but it's so cute because I love that.
Their feelings come first, and then it becomes like, okay, so we're boyfriend and girlfriend, so it's okay if we hold hands. And then maybe we can kiss each other on the cheek, and then when we're ready, we'll have our first. That feels very Disney Channel to me, actually. Like a kiss in Disney Channel,
Mhm.
like that was like a big deal. Um, and that usually came like after we're dating. So
Mhm.
maybe that's why I was like, well, that's why I thought it was normal. Also, it's anime. Also, it's anime,
Yeah.
and kissing in a high school romance anime is like a massive deal. Um, and to even get a confession in the first episode, like a mutual confession, is like is like that's like 11 episodes into the show normally.
Yeah, no, I found it really endearing and sweet just how I felt like it added to the genuineness of their relationship that they both were just so, like, okay with it and both so nervous about it and that they that it wasn't like either of them pressuring the other to like go faster or to like do anything that anyone wasn't comfortable with or and neither of them was even if there wasn't any pressuring neither of them was even like on a different page with that. It was just very normal how they progressed and then getting to the part where now they've like actually kissed multiple times all like very accidental and just it made it even sweeter when she was like, "Did we kiss? Like, what are we gonna do about that?" And then he's like, "That wasn't right, what happened? Like, we need to do over." And just to
Let's do
hear
it
him, like,
again.
so serious about it and, like, he's also thinking the same way she is, it is just so sweet to see that they are just so on the same page with everything, like, it is very sweet.
It's very sweet. And when they're on the school trip, I love that she got nervous because she was like, I need to keep my lusty thoughts to myself. She's just attracted to him and she wants to kiss him and she doesn't want to make him uncomfortable. She's like, "No, my lust." um and I'm like, "Girl,
Oh,
it's
and I
okay. You
love
can kiss your
too,
boyfriend."
I love the dynamic of, them beginning to call each other by their first names and that being, like, such a big relationship step. I was, like, trying to think if there was anything like that in, like, our culture, and I feel like there's really not. Like, the only thing I can think is, like, pet names, but even that isn't really, like, as significant as how they're making it seem like it's, like, this huge deal, and it's so like, every time they do it, they're like, "Ah!" And they're like, "We have to keep it professional at school," like
We kind of have like the opposite here in America because like whenever it's usually live action, but there's a show we're watching where the guy is calling the girl by his last name. That's spicy. The guy calling the girl by the
Mhm,
last name, first name is spicy.
mhm.
Malachi just
Well, 'cause
decided
it's
that
like
he's gonna start calling me sweetheart.
oh, that's cute.
I know.
Doesn't
It's
he
because
I
he
thought
met
doesn't he already call you honey?
he calls me sweetie or sweet wife.
Okay,
I I usually call him honey. I'm gonna start calling him a honeybee though,
that's cute.
cause Olivia Rodrigo's song inspired me. I was like, yeah, he's my honeybee. I'm gonna start calling him that.
I always called Taylor, sweetheart and sweets at first, and then he didn't like that because that's what his mom and
Cause
grandma call
Graham,
him.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what his mom and grandma call him, so then I had to stop calling him that, and now we really don't do a ton of pet names, Taylor
I've
calls me
noticed.
Love, I call him Babe, like, more in, like, a I call him babe in, like, when we're around company, because that's, like, the normal thing to call your partner around company, you know what I mean?
So when it's just the two of you, do you just call him Taylor?
I feel like I'm not really saying his name.
I guess because if it's just the two of you, then if you're talking, then he knows
I'll
you're
call him
talking to
Tay
him.
sometimes. We call each other Cutie Pie, like sometimes. I'm trying. What do I call him?
That's so funny. Like, you guys don't have pet names for each other, and you guys are so not PDA.
No, it is funny because like I don't know. It's funny because like it's not like we're not, like, attracted to each other and, like, cuddly and, like, cutesy to each other. It's just, like, we're not like that, like, around other people especially, and then it's like when we're just around each other, we don't have to say each other's name a lot, and so it's like if I'm just calling
Yeah.
his name from another room, I'm just gonna say Taylor 'cause, like, I need to actually get his attention, and so but, like, if I'm just talking right to him, like, I definitely will call him Cutie Pie. Like, if I walk into a room, I'll be like, "Hey, Cutie Pie," like, but I'm not often, like, needing to call him something when it's just us
That
2.
that makes sense, and that's also so interesting. You guys are so interesting to me. You've been together so long.
No, it's actually crazy. I'm like, "Wow, I feel like we're really old." Like, we were telling some of our lore stories to Brooklyn and, her boyfriend last night, and I was like, "This is crazy to, like, recount these stories when we were 20, and now we're so old," and, like, also, she's, like, never heard these stories because she was a
Yeah,
child when they happened. Like, it is
and
so
now she's a
weird
fully grown adult. Isn't that weird?
with her own boyfriend that she's having her own, like, these moments with, you know? It is
Or
so
mhm.
bizarre how old I am.
And, so it makes, watching a romance anime where they're freaking out over, a cheek kiss, you're like, "Okay." You're like, "Grow up."
No, literally, like, it's like I had to get myself back in the mindset, and I was like, "You know what? I actually was very, because like, I was a Mormon teen, I waited until I was 16 to date, like, I was very, like, not physically minded and very, like, romantic minded, and, like, holding hands and, like, slow dancing was, like, everything to me. That was, like, my fantasies I would have. And so I'm, like, having to remind myself, like, "Okay, no, I actually was like this." What happened in this episode that we need to, like I'm really trying they had
It's
their,
Christmas.
yeah, they baked their cake, they went shopping, that was really cute.
I was like, "Oh, this is" I again said to Malak, I was like, "They're so us, look at them shopping together," and she was like,
I
this feels so
know.
coupley,"
Well, and
and it
even, like, I
is.
love when she talks about she said it multiple times where she's like, "I feel like we're, like, adults, like, this feels so much like we're adults," and I remember feeling like that, and I feel like I still have feelings like that sometimes where I'm like, "Oh, this feels like we're actual adults," I was like, "Well, yeah, duh, because we are," but when she was like, "I feel like I should have a baguette out of a paper bag," I was like, "No,
Me too,
I get her,"
exactly.
and then they bake, and then they're just having, like,
They
all of their
do a
cute
do-over kiss
moments. They have their accidental kiss, and then they have their purposeful kisses that are still accidental.
because they hit their teeth and they're like, "I'm sorry," and it's like, that's just so, like, being young and trying to figure out kissing.
Mhm. No, it really is, and ugh, I was, like, a bad kisser. It's crazy that
Oh,
you just don't know how to kiss until you do it.
that's very much like everything, though.
Yeah, I guess that's how life works. Like, kissing, I just feel like it's like there's this expectation that you're supposed to know how to kiss because it's like, you don't wanna be bad like, no, you're not supposed to be a bad kisser, and I remember literally, like, wanting to die because I was like, "That was so bad."
The other things that happened in this episode was, Taira and Azuma. It was Azuma having her like, "Wait, why is everyone being weird around me?" And
Yes.
then she's walking home with Taira like normal, and he's kind of been picking up the vibe that she might be interested in him, and he can't tell if he's crazy or not. So, like in the last season, he'd be like, "Oh, I need to like stop here or I need to walk this way," because he can't tell if she is just like walking with him out of convenience or
Oh,
if she
honey.
actually enjoys being around him. And so he kind of does that same thing here where he's like, I need to go into the bookstore. to see if she actually wants to be around him or if she's just like walking with him at a convenience. And because she's had these weird interactions with other people, she's like, damn, okay, guess I'll see you later. Bye. And he's like, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Why did that make her upset? And he runs after her.
And
And
he's
me and
like, never
Malachi were so
mind.
proud. Yep.
Dude,
We were so proud.
low-key Taida is like, if he was real in real life now, he'd be like really on that line of like getting into like pickup artists online, you know?
Huh?
Like the like toxic pickup artists like videos that are like kind of like red pill adjacent. You know about this?
No. Like the okay, are these people who are like going out to pick up girls like
Yes, and they're giving young
intentionally?
boys, like, advice. They're like, "Yeah, you gotta nag her, you gotta" like, they're giving the, like, cringy, like, red pill adjacent advice, and it's this, like, thing where a lot of young boys, you know, they're like, "I want to attract a girl, let me look it up," and then, like, that's what they find, and then it's, like, toxic. I feel like Taida would be, like, right on that line because of the way he thinks about social dynamics. He's right there where he could be, like, because like, that's kind of like, why'd he do a test on her? Like, that's very like, he's right there on that line.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, the good news for him is his test isn't really like to with the intention to make her chase him. It's more like
Mhm.
for himself to see if he's like imagining things.
Yeah,
Um
well, and he had the, like, emotional response enough to, like, be like, "Okay, wait, never mind." Like, "Oh, okay,
yeah, he's like
now that I
that was
know."
stupid.
But he's really there, he's really teetering. The way he
I see
thinks
what you
about social
mean.
dynamics, I'm like, "Wait, I'm kinda nervous for him."
I mean, yeah, especially at first when he's like, "Wait, what could Suzuki and Tani possibly like? How could they possibly like each other? They're so different."
Dude,
Um,
that reminded me, I thought it was really endearing and cute. I just love that they are all just such genuine friends to each other. But when in the first episode, Yamada's like, "Wait, I didn't realize you actually liked him and that the walks were actually serious. I've been making fun of you. Like, I wouldn't have been doing that." Like, it's so cute that he, like, felt that way.
and then she teases him about that in this new episode too. She's like, "Well, yeah, I know how to keep like a I didn't know how to keep teasing about something on the down low, unlike you, who just blurts it out in front of everybody." And he's like, "I'm sorry."
That's so cute. Ugh, I love them. I love
But
that, Tawny really just, like, joined the group, and it was fairly effortless, and he starts, like, asking them for advice, and, like, everyone just welcomes him in. I love that Nishi has been welcomed in. I love that, Suzuki just is like, "The Nishter." I'm like, he's such a goofball, and I love it. Like, as someone who is, like I feel like I resonate with being that shy one, like, pulled into a group, it's so relieving to have someone like Suzuki that just, like, brings you in. I feel like I always had friends like that growing up that would just, like, bring me in, even when she, um, brings, freaking what's my girl's name? Azuma.
Azuma?
Yeah, Ozma, when they're, like, having to do the groups, and then she's just like, "Can we have 4 people in our group?" And, like, just brings Ozma in, and Ozma, like, takes it before he says that, she's like, "Oh, yeah, she's fine with me, like, figuring out another group." No, she's not, like, she wants you to be a part of the group, and it's so sweet to see her like that. I love her.
Um, which reminds me, which character do you think I am? If I
Yeah, like, I was like, "We don't even need to have the discussion about which character you are."
yeah, I'm so her. I'm so loud and so um aggressive with my friendships and my relationships. Um yeah, and I love a sweet quiet boy wearing glasses and I don't know what to tell. I don't know. Man. Um
I have to say another thing, I always have to talk about something like this, but her styling, insane, amazing, perfect.
the amount of for outfit changes, like, everyone in the show has their style, and, like, they make it a point, like, it's kind of like, when they were picking out their outfits to go on their date and stuff, or, like, whatever they were wearing to like, Nishi, her date outfit, like, it's very much, like, a part of their, like,
Mhm.
social, like, development, but the amount of cute outfits she has and how she changes her hairstyle depending on where she's going, like, it's so cute.
I loved it. I felt like it was very true to her without just making every outfit pink. Like they were able to like diversify her outfits, and then I love that they even added for her like this dynamic of her figuring out how to show her personality even when she has to wear the uniform, even when she's like doing PE, like she finds these ways to still show her personality. Even I loved the choice of them to show that she dyed her hair pink specifically for high school and that she had black hair in middle school. I love that they like made that character decision because obviously we know colored hair isn't usually actually colored in like the real world of the anime. It's just like an aesthetic decision. So I love that they actually made that like a canon in universe decision. She has pink hair, and I also have been seeing it just made me think about this and notice it more because there's been some discourse about the new, Legally Blonde sequel that just came out,
Oh.
in how she's styled. People feel like it's very inauthentic to her character, and I've seen, like, a lot of, like, side by sides examples of like what she wears in the original movies for different events, and she's not always wearing pink. That she's like she's known for this pink, like that's Legally Blonde, but she's not always wearing pink in the movies. Like she has these very unique, like this defined personal style that adjusts to the situation, and part of that personal style is her like iconic pink court outfit. But in the sequel, they just are putting her in a bunch of pink. Like, it's just like, "Oh, let's just put her in pink. Let's put her in, like, court-adjacent outfits," which doesn't make any sense because it's a prequel, and so it's like she hasn't even done that yet. And so I felt like they did a really good job of keeping her character, like, very just authentic to this, like, personal style that she has, as this, like, teenager in this show, and I don't know, I loved it. I love that, like, her winter outfit is, like, an all-black outfit, like, it's very practical, and it's very sleek, and it's very cool, and she has the beret with the, like, gems on it, like, it's still very her personality, but it's not just, "Oh, she's just pink girl."
Yeah, like, she lets the pinkness of her hair, like, communicate that hyper femininity, and then she keeps her style, like, she has a freaking panda bear t-shirt, um, and, yeah, she actually does end up wearing a lot of black, but it's still, very, like, girly silhouettes,
And she's
um
always wearing, like, accessories, and the way she does her hair, she really like, she's always doing, like, pigtails, and I loved when she did the ponytail with the pink bandana. I was like, "Oh, girl, amazing style choice."
So when she's get having her getting ready montage in the very first episode, it's like, this is actually very important to her personality.
Loved. Perfect, loved it. I loved that I actually, so last night I watched the last few episodes. I kept the very last episode to watch this morning, but I went and I replayed episode 1 last night before I went to bed because I was like, "Okay, let me get to know these characters again and just, like, see it now that I know them." And that was amazing. I loved doing that. I loved rewatching the intro knowing them, and getting to see everybody's personality and how they were getting ready for school was so cute, and getting to see her first interactions with Tawny, with the mascara discussion, and I love the moment where the other friends are like, "Ignore her, like, she's" what did they say? They said she's
Certifiable.
certifiable. I was like, iconic. I love that. I love saying stuff like that. Like, "Ignore her, she's certifiable." And then he goes, "I don't mind at all." And it was just like those little moments where it's like, oh my gosh, you can just tell that they just already are who they are and they just already like each other. Like, this is so sweet. Because at first I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, this is a little like, this is moving really quick. This is a little cringe. Like, she's being really outward to him and he's very quiet. And then she's just randomly like, I love too. Like, it's very like, who are these characters? And then once you know them and you go back, you're like, oh, this makes complete sense. It's really fun.
Exactly! Thank you! That's exactly what I was saying when I was like, you'll come to appreciate her voice, but, like, it's such a good show to rewatch. Like, I've already rewatched the first few episodes, like, a dozen times because I'm a chronic rewatcher, but, like, you it's one of those shows where you can go back and, like, notice something new about the characters and, like, the anime and, like, the fashion choice and the design choice and, like, see something new every time, and it makes you appreciate it more and more. Um, and and at the end of the first episode when he's like, "Oh, wait, your mascara, I can't wipe it, huh?" And she's like, "Oh my god, you were paying attention to me the whole time." And it's like, yeah, he was
Mhm.
listening to what she was saying.
No, it's really sweet. I really like how it's funny because it's like it's almost like the type of show where they open with like the ending and then the rest of the series is you get to see how they got there. But like it's not that, but it almost feels like that type of dynamic where like they start with them getting together and then it slows down and you get to see the relationship progress to the point where you understand how that even happened
Like
and
each
you
other.
understand why that was so natural for them.
Yeah, it's so cute. I'm so glad that you ended up liking it like that because I don't know, every time I introduce you to a new romance anime because I know you're a romance girl,
Mhm.
and you're not an anime girl, I'm just like, I hope that this is something that, like, she enjoys,
Hoping
and,
this
like, it's always
translates.
high stakes for me.
Mhm. No, and then I went and, like, I really was like, "Okay, I need to get myself, like, in the zone with this," because I told you, like, I was half paying attention to a lot of the episodes because watching them in the morning before work or, like, while I was eating, and so then I was like, "Okay." I really, like, paid attention to the last few episodes last night, and then I saved the last episode and the first episode of season 2 for this morning so I could really focus there, and then last night before I went to bed, I watched that first episode and then I looked up like a bunch of edits and I just went through and I was like, okay, I need to like get the vibes. I need to be like sucked in like I am to any other romance. And it really it resonates. It like it works. It's cute.
Yay! It's so cute, and, like, how amazing is it that we're in this era of anime where, like, we are getting season 2s of romances. That just does not happen, or
Amazing. And
historically
so
has not
quickly.
happened, and it's happening more and more.
It is interesting that they didn't choose to do it as a core and they instead chose to be like, nope, season 2.
Yeah, and then it came out, like, really fast. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
complaining, but you're right, that is really interesting.
It feels like
Um,
they did it as cores, but then they, like, made the like, they did it like they typically would with cores and had them, like, kind of all planned and ready, but for some reason, they made the decision to not call it that and to call it seasons. So, I don't know what the politics is there with that, but I thought that was a very interesting decision.
I think it also may have something to do with the artist because the artist for these 2 or for this show or this, manga is the same artist as, The Ramparts of Ice, which is a
I saw
Netflix
that.
show and also got a season 2, or has been confirmed for a season 2 upcoming. And so I feel like that has to be part of it. Um, and also I think because it's when you're marketing a romance anime or a high school romance anime, you know that it's like 12 episodes a season or it's a 12 episode romance. Here's the story. Um, like, that's come to be, like, part of the genre and what's expected, and then it's like and then if you get a second season, it's, like, just a bonus, basically.
Mhm.
So I think it's partially, j for purposes of genre marketing, and I feel like it's gotta be related to the other series that they're doing. Um, Good for them, good for this
Good for
artist, good
them.
job.
And I feel like they're pushing the whole thing forward, so I love that too.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where we go. I'm excited to see if Azuma and Taira like connect those dots and like
And
cross
correct me
that
if I'm
line.
wrong, but this is our first, like, true romance that we're weekly recapping, right?
Yeah, it is, 'cause Apothecary
So,
Diaries isn't really a romance.
big deal. We've
And yeah, I
been
don't know,
working
we only did
towards
1
this.
episode.
You've been, incepting this for a while, and it's finally come to fruition.
Yay! And I just hope that, our listeners appreciate it and, enjoy these episodes.
I know, I hope
Um,
that we have more girlies that have found us, and they can join us in this safe space that we no boys allowed. No, you can some boys. That's always been our rule. If you're a guy that loves anime, I was gonna say loves anime girls, but don't know
mm,
about that. If you're the
if
right
you're
kind of
a
guy,
guy who loves
you're
girls
welcome.
who love anime,
If you're a Tawny or an Yamada,
yeah, you are
a
welcome here. If
Taida,
you resonate with Tani or
if you're a
Yamada.
Taida, but you're like on the good end, we'll allow those types of guys.
Yeah, Tyra, we're gonna keep our eye on you.
Yeah.
But
I
all
mean,
of the girls in this ensemble.
if you're the type of guy that's watching, you and I are polar opposites, and then looked up a recap and clicked voluntarily on 2 women recapping it, I think you're probably safe.
So true. That's so true. And if you did click all of that and you got to the end of this episode, please make sure that you're also following us on social media at Anime for Blondes Pod on TikTok and Instagram.
And make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. We are going to be recapping this every week. So, new episodes every Monday after the episodes come out on Sunday. So, we're on the pulse this year, guys. We're churning them out for you this summer. So, it really helps us just to know that you're subscribed and liking and commenting so that we're not just like shouting into the void.
Yeah, okay. And then comment below. Okay, if you made it this far, comment who your favorite couple is on this show so far.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I wanna know because, yeah, Nishi and Yamada are kinda sleepers.
I think they're your favorite.
I hate to
And
say
then we
it.
will see you next week.
Bye!
Bye.
Anime for Blondes.